What should you do first? Build muscle or lose body fat? Hello and welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Chris and I'm an online fitness coach for women. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what you should do first. Build muscle or should you burn body fat? So build muscle or burn body fat? What should you do first? Now, this is a pretty big question when it comes to the fitness industry, and most people kind of get stuck on what they should be doing. And when it comes to which one you should do first, people tend to now ask this question first. So before I get into it, people ask, Chris, can I do both at the same time? Now, if you are someone who is very obese, yes. If you are someone who's new to training, yes. If you are someone who's taking the you know what, then yes. But if you're not in any one of those categories, then no. If you're someone who's been lifting weights for a very long time, like let's say you've been lifting weights for let's say a year, so you're kind of more not a beginner, more intermediate, advanced, then no, you can't build muscle and lose fat at the same time because you basically passed that phase. If you're new, then yes, but unless you're not in one of those other categories, then no, you can't do that because you kind of lost that gift. You kind of lost that power to do so. So at that point now, you have to pick which one you're gonna do first. And people tend to still think that they could do it after that point of becoming more intermediate, advanced, and they get frustrated trying to do both at the same time, not realizing that it's not gonna work. Now, going into which one you should do first. In my opinion, as someone who's been a personal trainer for about 10 years, who's been an online fitness coach for about 5 years now, when it comes to burning body fat and building muscle, you understand that you can't do both at the same time unless you fall in one of those categories that I mentioned. Now, when it comes to understanding you have to pick one, now, the reason why you have to pick one is because when you're trying to build muscle and burn body fat, being advanced, you have to understand now it plays into not just what you're doing in the gym, but it plays into your calories. Because when you're trying to build muscle, those calories are gonna have to go up into a surplus. And when you're trying to burn body fat, it's gonna have to go down to a deficit. So that's why you don't really have that power of doing so. Now, going to which one you should do first, in my opinion, as I was saying before, I think that if you're someone who's trying to build muscle and burn body fat, you should burn the body fat first. Here's why. Most people, their main goal is just to remove the body fat. You might even like the way you look right now if you just lost and reduced the body fat that you have on your body right now. Because that's the main problem. That's the main issue. You have too much body fat on your body right now and you want to remove it. So you should want to remove that first because then you might like the way you look. Now, after you remove it, right? If you don't like the way you look, you want to put on more muscle, fine. But you at least now be able to see some of your abs. You can see the muscle definition that you do have. Because right now, even though you're someone that's probably overweight or obese, you have muscle definition somewhere. You have some sort of muscle there. And once you actually remove the body fat, then you can actually see the muscle that you have. So you have muscle right now, but you have too much of this covering up that muscle. So now, when it comes to now being able to reduce this and see this is actually gonna be a lot easier. See, it's a lot easier to burn body fat. It's more harder to build muscle. And for most people, they're gonna have to understand calories, right? So when you're reducing your calories into a deficit, this is gonna be a whole lot easier. Building muscle now means that you gotta eat more food and you gotta train a lot harder. So this is gonna take a lot more time. I have a way easier time helping a client burn body fat and a way harder time helping them build muscle because of the mechanical tension, time under tension, the protein, just having to do way more when it comes to actually building. Also, another reason why you want to burn the body fat first is because you don't want to have too much body fat on your body, right? Having too much body fat on your body can cause a lot of health complications, right? You don't like the way you look, you don't like the way you feel, your confidence is low. You want to burn the body fat first and then work on building the muscle. Because most people just want to be able to see their body in a lean state, right? And when you do that, then you can work on actually building up your confidence. Because sometimes it really just comes down to just being able to build your confidence and liking the way that you look, right? And when you can see your stomach go down and your arms are a little bit more tighter and toned, now you can work on actually revealing the muscle that you have. And I don't want to keep on saying that part, but that is basically the main reason. It's because the body fat is probably the more annoying part of this process, and that's probably what you really want to take care of first. Because most people already could just be in a healthier state, just reducing their body fat. But now when you say that also you reduce your body fat, but now you have muscle, you're in a better place. Now, when it comes to reducing your body fat, what I want you to still do in the time frame, in the meantime, is still lift weights. Here's why. Because you still want to preserve the muscle that you have on your body. So as you're reducing your body fat, you still want to have high quality protein, and then you want to make sure that you're doing resistance training at least 3 to 5 times during the week. Because when you're not lifting weights, your muscles eventually over time start to kind of get smaller in size because you're not stimulating muscle growth. So even though your goal is to burn body fat, you still want to make sure that you're still lifting weights because you're still stimulating muscle growth, or at least preserving the muscle that you already have. So it's better first to, as I mentioned, burn the body fat first, put yourself in a caloric deficit, and then build a muscle so that you can see the muscle that you have. And also, when it comes to it, building muscle is going to take a whole lot longer, as I mentioned. So if you try to build muscle first, let's say you actually did that, right? Let's say you actually try to build the muscle first. You're going to build the muscle, but you won't be able to see the muscle because you have too much of this covering it. So you have this, but then you have this covering it. You can't see it. So now you can't see your real physique. And that's going to get kind of frustrating. You really can't tell if you're making progress because you see that you're getting stronger and you see that you're probably looking a bit more muscular, but you're not looking as muscular as you want because too much of this is covering your muscles. So you don't want to put yourself in that position of, okay, I feel stronger, right? I look a little bit bigger, but there's too much body fat covering. Right now, you see me here in this tank top. Because I'm someone that's a bit more lean, you can see my muscle definition. Now, if I started getting a little bit more heavier and when it's like a spillage of calories, then you wouldn't be able to see that I'm muscular. I'll have more of and this is nothing against powerlifters, but you will have more of a strong man look or more of a powerlifter look. And for most of you that's watching this, you want to look lean, cut, and muscular. You want to have more of an aesthetic look. You don't really want to have that powerlifter look. You want to be able to take off your shirt and see like a 4-pack, a 6-pack, or just like a very, very flat stomach. And for most of you, if you want to see that, you're going to have to burn your body fat first. Now, when you burn the body fat and you now start to have more calories and you start to build muscle, there's a chance that you could put on body fat again too. So this is why when you now shift to now bring your calories up, because now you're building muscle, you want to make sure you don't go into what is called a spillage, as I mentioned earlier, because now you can have too many calories and start putting on body fat, and you don't want to do that. And the best way you want to indicate whether you're going too high in calories is always look at your stomach. Your stomach is always going to be a pretty good indicator on how lean you are. Look at your stomach, take progress pictures, take a progress picture of your front, your side, and your back with your arms out. And you want to be able to now see, okay, am I putting on too much body fat? Because if you are, that means you're going too high in calories a little too fast. You never want to drop calories too fast or increase calories too fast because things don't work out so well. You want to take like a slow, gradual approach when it comes to decreasing and increasing calories. And along with calories, you always want to look at where's my protein, because protein is going to help build and preserve the muscle, right? And that's really, really what we want. We want more muscle. It's not just you just want to just reduce body fat. We want more muscle. So when it comes to now burning the body fat, you want to make sure you're doing these. So here are the couple things you want to do, right? We established that we're going to burn body fat first because it makes way more sense to burn body fat so we can see our true physiques. That's what we're going to do. We want to see what actual physique that we have that's being covered by all the body fat. And as you're doing that, you want to make sure you are decreasing your calories from maintenance. If your calories are already low, then you need to bring those calories up, right? But if you're at maintenance, great. You want to be at maintenance and then decrease your body fat and put yourself in a calorie deficit so that you can now lose the body fat. And you might have to do 1, 2, or maybe 3 fat loss phases to now be able to lose all the body fat. Because as I mentioned in my previous videos, you may not lose all the body fat in one fat loss phase. You're gonna have to go to 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 fat loss phases to remove all the body fat. And the last 10, 15 pounds are gonna be pretty difficult. So you're gonna have to reduce those calories very, very slowly, keeping your protein high, and making sure that you're putting yourself in a calorie deficit. And if you're not losing weight, you're not in a deficit. Don't think you're in a deficit and not losing weight. I covered that before in another video. If you're not losing weight, then you're not in a calorie deficit. Now, once you've now lost all the body fat, and this may take some time too, so don't think it's gonna be a fast process. Getting your body in really, really good shape, guys, takes a while. It's not something you wanna speed up. You know, I know you want it as fast as possible, but it's something that's gonna take a long time for some of you, depending on how much body fat you have. For some, it's not gonna take so long. The more body fat you have, the longer it can take, but the faster you can lose body fat in the beginning. Someone who's obese can lose a lot of fat faster, but they have more body fat to lose. So in the long haul, it may take a little bit longer because they have more body fat to lose. But in the beginning, they can lose fat a lot faster than someone who's a bit more lean because they have so much body fat. So they have that working in their favor. But now someone who's like just trying to lose 10 pounds, all you have is 10 pounds. You can lose 10 pounds, but now like pretty fast. But now someone who's trying to lose 50 pounds, that's obviously more body fat that they have to lose. So now, once you've now put yourself in a place where you remove the body fat, now you can start to build muscle. And now your training can even change too, because now you have to lift heavier weights now. And you can lift heavier weights now because now you're eating more food. It's very, very hard to try to build muscle in a deficit. I would say you can't even do that because you're not being, you're kind of like catabolic, meaning your body's breaking down. You're not anabolic. So when you're trying to build muscle in a deficit, someone may disagree with me here, that's totally fine. Leave the comments. I love it, bring it. But trying to build muscle in a calorie deficit is very, very hard because even though we're burning body fat, we're gonna eventually dip into our muscles if we go lower and lower and lower into a deficit. So that's why you wanna focus on building muscle in a surplus because you're having more calories. And because you have to lift heavier weights, you'll be able to do so because you're having more food. It's very, very hard to lift heavy weights knowing you're only having like 1,400 calories because you have less energy. So now it's harder to lift heavier weights. So when you try to do that, that's why someone who's trying to have low calories, but lift heavy weights, that's gonna be hard because you don't have much energy. Food gives us energy to be able to perform the daily tasks that we perform throughout the day. So when you're out here trying to lift your heaviest weight, trying to max out on a new PR, but you're having 1,300 calories, that's gonna. So there you have it. That is my opinion when it comes to burning body fat and building muscle. You want to burn the body fat first, get rid of all the body fat, get as lean as you can, and then build up and start putting on muscle because now the calories have to go up now after you now burn all the body fat. And as the calories go up, you're going into a surplus. You might put on some body fat, you might not. It really depends on your genetics, how much calories you're having, your protein. If you're lifting weights, you want to be active too. You still want to do some type of cardio. And when it comes to cardio, you can do cardio before or after. But the difference with those two is that your calories are changing. And when it comes to burning body fat, they're going down. And when it comes to building muscle, the calories are going up into a surplus. So make sure you burn the body fat first and then build up. But if you want to do it the other way too, that's totally fine. This is just my opinion when it comes to what you should do first. You want to reduce the body fat first. Now, if you are someone who feels like you need help with this, you want to burn the body fat, you want to build muscle, you want to get in the best shape of your life, I'm going to leave a link to my coaching program, right? Because I'm looking for more clients, more people who are dedicated and serious to losing weight and getting the best shapes of their life, who just want to live a healthy lifestyle, right? It's not just about losing weight, it's living a healthy lifestyle and feeling good in your body and being more confident, right? Because, this is your life, you want to live the best life possible and you want to be lean. I don't really think that you should be walking around in a body that you don't love. So first you want to love your body. That's 100%. You want to love your body first, but then you want to also work on making your body better. And getting in shape has so many benefits. I don't think I have to go into it, but if you think that you'll be a good fit for my program and you're ready to lose weight, you're ready to dial in your nutrition, you're ready to work out and do it the right way and see the results, click the coaching link below to give me some information on you and I'll reach out to you personally.